Hey, I hope everybody's doing good. I'm a little sick, so I know I sound crazy, but I'm finally pulling up out of it. So, what I wanted to do, I hope everybody's doing well, by the way. What I wanted to do is I wanted to go over one of my clients, or at least one of my associates, Luis, and his situation. It's kind of crazy in relation to just what cops will do to go outside um, of just being a normal person, right? Um, Anyways, I don't want to do too much long talk. I want to just get into this. And all right, so what's going on right off the bat? Dude pulling up, and he's at a gas station. They didn't pull over homeboy. Um, they didn't pull over homeboy doing anything other than being at a gas station filling up. So they pull him over. They pull him over, and now apparently they feel as though they have justification on private property. Now we're not even on a public roadway. We're on private property. He's not engaged in traffic yet, and they feel as though they can already start violating his rights. So let's just see what's going down. So as you can see, no audio right now. They're about
Right
to
now.
Yeah, you got it on?
Yes.
Okay.
I am not putting up with any of this constitutionalist or sovereign citizen
I'm not a
BS.
sovereign citizen.
Whatever
It's
you
just a
want to
lie.
call
It's just a
yourself, there's laws in the state of Washington,
I know the laws.
RCWs, that you have to follow to legally drive in the state of Washington. You can use the term travel, whatever you want to use. I don't care. You're operating a motor vehicle on public roads in the state of Washington.
Public roads.
Yes. You have to obey traffic.
Hey, so right off the bat, one of the things I want y'all to notice is the terminology in which they use, because they think, or that's the only terminology in which they know or have been trained on. Right off the bat, what you'll notice is that he's already labeled this guy a constitutionalist. He is trying to enforce and demand as though he has authority over this person when this person has done nothing wrong. I think what we really have to understand is, or comprehend, is that you don't have to listen to anybody. Nobody is over you. Nobody has more power than you. You can tell that Luis is not engaged in any kind of crime. He's with his family. You can see his wife in the background. You can see, switch it back over. You can see his wife in the background. His kids are sitting there watching. And me, in my mind, what do the kids think? Do the kids think, oh, my dad, he just doesn't listen or do what he's told, or my dad stands up for his rights, and these cops talk to my dad like trash. And that's kind of how I see things. But right off the bat, just the labeling itself, I'm not going to put up with none of this constitutionalist stuff. You're out here operating a motor vehicle. Operating a motor vehicle actually has certain definitions in court. It's different than what we just see it for as far as face value is concerned. So let's keep going.
Traffic laws in this state. Your vehicle has to be licensed. Your trailer has to be licensed. You have to identify yourself when requested by law enforcement.
Unless there's a crime, then I gotta identify myself.
There is
Bingo. Unless there's a crime, I don't have to identify myself. Bingo. The cop's going to say there is a crime being committed. So clearly, right off the bat, you know that this cop, whoever is standing behind the camera, does not know the law. He does not know definitions. He does not know how it works in court. Because a crime, by definition, is one who injures or harms another person. That's the definition of a crime. There has to be an injured party or there is no crime. It's that simple. But clearly, the cop is like, this is a crime. They don't know definitions, y'all, and this is our major problem. They just do as they're told. They're taught a certain amount, then they're also taught in the aspects of within their training, hey, these people are constitutionalists. They're out to get you. They literally brainwash the cops to go against the people. The whole purpose of what they're there to is to make sure that the Constitution is upheld. Those constitutions don't give us anything. That Constitution doesn't give us anything. And those, all of the states, they don't give us anything. They set boundaries in which all of these municipality and government are supposed to operate under. That's the whole point of why you think DOJ, this Department of Government Efficiency, why Cash Patel, Vivek, all these people are getting involved with the aspect of police enforcement because they're going against the Constitution in so many different avenues.
Wouldn't identify yourself, which is a crime. You finally did.
Yeah, because that's
yes,
not a crime,
it is.
though.
It's a misdemeanor.
You see, it's not a crime, though. It's a misdemeanor.
In your eyes, it might not be.
You know what a crime
but all
is,
of us are going to tell you that it is.
But you know what a crime is defined by the court? That there has to be corpus delicti, and it's under Title 18, 242. You guys are depriving.
Okay, I'm not going with titles. I'm going.
You hear what he's talking about? I'm not going with titles. I don't even know what a title is. Essentially is what he just said. I don't know what a title is what he is saying, y'all. That is clearly what is going on. The cop don't know. Look at Luis. He's just smiling. He knows because he studied. He knows under Title 18, Section 242 that all of these statutes in the state are color of law. They're not real law. They are colorable law. And when you deprive anyone of their, or if you deprive anybody of their God-given rights, their natural rights, and then you violate a constitutional amendment that has been put in place for you not to violate, yo, I think the biggest problem with all of this is the aspect that ignorance of the law is no excuse. I think we have to really start enforcing that because it's like they don't understand, like they do that to us. Nobody comes out when a new law gets passed. Nobody comes out and tells everybody. The government don't send a pamphlet in the mail that says, hey, you need to abide by all these new laws. How are you supposed to follow and keep up with every single aspect of every law that they enact? You can't do that in normal life. So to sit here and be like, oh, well, I didn't get notification of this law. You see what I'm saying? Yo, it gets wild. I can go on and on about all different kinds of aspects here.
Going with RCWs in the state of Washington. I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah, I'm not trying to.
You are lawfully detained at this point. He is issuing you infractions.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, well, I'll take it to court.
That's fine. In 25
25
years, I've never lost a case against somebody with your arguments. So
yeah, that's fine. I got all the case laws and everything.
That's fine.
Yeah, so we'll see who wins because, you know.
Not a problem.
I've done it before, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
He ain't got nothing to say now.
So is that that's a fake plate? So that needs to come off there.
I don't. Yeah, that's not a valid plate.
No, it's a constitutional.
But that one,
that's a fake plate.
That is a fake plate.
Those need to come off.
This is going to be one of my biggest points right here. Okay? He says it's a fake plate. It's not a fake plate. It's a license plate. It's his license plate. He made a license plate. Just like several hundreds of thousands and millions upon millions of people make custom plates to put on their cars. They take them to car shows. They put on plates. When you go to a dealership, normally they have all of their custom plates for their business on there. These are all plates. It's his private plate. It's not fake. There's nothing fake about it. It is a license plate. Like, I don't get it.
Okay.
Those are evidence. And you should write him for displaying fictitious plates.
Okay. All ready for that. The car, I can't do anything about because it's not being driven.
Right.
So you hear him right off the bat. What I want y'all to notice is that he says you need to write him for fictitious plates. Okay? So remember that aspect. Now, what I also want you to notice within all of this is just how the cops are talking to each other. One cop, the cop behind the camera, body cam, is talking to the other cop, which seems as though he is very new. Okay, this seems like a new type of scenario that they're running through. They haven't done this very often. They don't know what to charge the dude with. Come on, let's keep going.
Right.
So I can't really touch the car, but
It's on the trailer. You're not going to leave the car sitting in the parking lot.
Well, and normally I would take the trailer and the car because it's being
And this is the sheriff office, y'all. This is the sheriff's, y'all. This ain't just like no city. This the sheriff acting this way.
Writing in for any misdemeanors, or is it all infractions?
No. So I'm writing in for no proof of insurance. This is the only infraction. Misdemeanors: operate vehicle without registration and federal transfer title within 45 days.
Operating a vehicle without registration is a misdemeanor?
That's what it said.
Okay.
You hear him? You hear him? You see now, don't you? That's what it, that is a misdemeanor? That's what it said. So clearly, right off the bat, we can tell that this is a new boot. They're trying to do some training here. This isn't a guy that's like been around forever. At least it seems like it, the way they're speaking. Let's keep going though.
I'm just making sure because it's criminal. That's fine.
Double check. Yeah, I need to get my. I haven't used sector for so long that it's not up to
So let me call Ubers real quick.
Now, this conversation is going to be real important, and the reason it's going to be real important is just due to the fact that he about to call, I think, like the DA, district attorney, something like that. So, here we go.
Hello. Hey, it's Swim. So, wanted to run something by you. Feldner stopped a truck pulling a car trailer with a car on the trailer. Both the truck and the car on the trailer have fictitious constitutionalist license plates.
Okay. Fictitious constitutionalist license plates. That's what he said, right? Okay, let's do some searching real quick. Okay, so what we've done is we've pulled up fictitious license plates. Fictitious license plate is a license plate that is not real or true, okay? Or that does not match the vehicle it is on, okay? Well, I don't think he has a license plate that doesn't match because he's never registered the vehicle. Therefore, he has not applied to use the roads in a commercial capacity, okay? So it can't fall under fictitious, but let's see what else they got to say. The vehicle's registration is suspended or revoked. Nope. The registration sticker on the license plate belongs to another vehicle. Nope. The license plate on the vehicle belongs to another vehicle. Nope. In Washington state, is it illegal to display a license plate that does not match the vehicle's registration unless the vehicle is inventoried for a licensed dealer? Oh, well, he don't have registration. He's privately traveling. Okay? Have a license plate flipping device. Nope, you don't have that. Use technology to flip. Nope, you don't have that. Sell a license plate flipping device. Nope, you don't have that either. Okay? Drivers use fictitious license plates to evade police tickets and tolls. Okay? Well, the penalty for displaying fictitious license plate in Washington state is a fine of $5.29. The fine must be deposited. Okay, yeah, great. So I think the bigger aspect here is understanding that he is not using a fictitious plate. It doesn't fall under that.
Car on the trailer. Both the truck and the car on the trailer have fictitious constitutionalist license plates. The vehicle's not... It has a sold date clear back in 2023. Doesn't even say who it was sold to. It's not got current registration. The guy tried to pull the constitutionalist card and initially wouldn't identify himself. Now he finally has.
He tried to pull. He tried to pull it on us, but we forced him into compliance after we told him he was going to get arrested, right? That's what they do. They force you. They violate you under duress, right? The aspect that he's on private property. He's on private property, y'all. He's not engaged in traffic, and they doing all this. Is totally against not only Constitution, but as well as their own policy and law and Washington law. Totally against it.
Travis is writing him for several different things. Do we have the right to take the fictitious plates off of the car that's being towed?
I would have to look at the RCW, but I think you would need a warrant to get the one that's being towed.
That's what I thought. And the trailer's not registered. There's no identifying marks on it whatsoever that he can find. He wanted to tow just the trailer, but it's hooked to the truck. I don't think we can do that.
Now, my boy Lewis is being smart. He's being private. He can be that. He can do that. He doesn't have to operate out in public displaying all of his information. He can be private. Every person has a right to be private. And it doesn't, you can't take it away. You can't force someone not to be private. Period.
Do you have any doubt about the ownership? Were you able to...
He has no documentation. No insurance, no...
There goes the cop lying to try and get an answer back out to get permission. So it's a fishing expedition in a sense, because what he's doing is he's telling some of the truth, but not all of the truth, to this person on the phone, Jeff Evers, right? So what's going on is the aspect that he's saying he has no documentation. Yo, he does. He has a bill of sale. It's his vehicle. What do you mean? Like, give what? Huh?
No registration, no nothing.
No license?
He did provide a license finally.
Oh.
When he knew that he may be going to jail.
Should still be going to jail.
I agree.
So you can impound it if the ownership of the vehicle is in doubt, or like, you know, if you suspect it's been altered.
Okay.
So on the trailer, like if they destroyed the VIN, or altered the VIN, you can impound it for vehicle identification.
Okay.
Other than that, the reasonable alternative would still stand. So if he's able to find a driver, you know, within a reasonable time frame.
Well, he's got a license.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I think to get the plate off the...
So he has a license, which, if you got a license, you got a license. That's cool. You're in a contract with the state, though. But again, he's also not operating in a commercial capacity. Has he invoked that? Has he let them know that? No. Will they know even if he does? No. Will they honor that? No. You can tell by these people already. They're trying to plot to see what they can do when this dude has literally done nothing. So I think it really just bothers me, because at this point, someone's privately on private property. It's open to the public, yes, but he is not engaged in traffic. He's not on the public roads. What's transpired is these people have come up to him. He's cool, polite, hasn't bothered anybody. He's with his family. And it's like a harassment thing. Oh, your papers are not correct, so we're just going to harass you. You have to have this. You have to have this. If you don't have these papers, you're a problem to society. You're so much of a problem that we have to get you off the streets, that you deserve to go to jail, that you deserve to be here. I mean, it's like, bro, why can't we just be left alone when there's no crime being committed? And then that aspect that by me being private on my own, with all rights that I have eligible to do, you gonna sit here and tell me that me being private, me using my own license plates to identify that I am not on the road in a commercial capacity, you're telling me that now it's forgery or fraud or whatever the case may be? And then also, I just don't get how the harassment, your papers are not perfect, so you deserve to go to jail. That is insane to me, bro. Your freedom should be taken away. You should be taken away from your family because my papers are not in order. Not me speeding, not me doing anything crazy, not harming anybody. My papers are not up to date. Yo, like, the mentality of this person behind this camera is like, logically, how do you get there to where you feel as though your papers are not in order, so you deserve to go to jail? How does somebody in their mental mind get there, bro? It is crazy to me. And the reason is, well, I have to, and that's what the law states. So, I mean, by golly, we just better listen. Oh, y'all, we as a people are better than that. But I think where it comes from is the aspect that we have been taught and educated the separation from these, like, we've lost understanding that we all are one. We are all one. We are all brothers and sisters. We are all one. But apparently not to this guy. So.
One on the trailer, you'd have to have a warrant, because it's not even required to be licensed if it's not on the road.
Right. Oh. Okay. It's not an altered trip permit. It's just one of those constitutionalist made-up license plates. But
So again, what's funny about this? What is the difference? Please, y'all. Y'all tell me, what is the difference between any custom plate that I can go out and buy right now and his plates right here? There's nothing on it that says constitutionalist. There's nothing on it that says constitutionalist. So why is he labeling him a constitutionalist? Why is he labeling him a sovereign citizen? Why is Luis getting the mistreatment? These are just plates, man. They're private plates. They're custom plates that he made. There's nothing nefarious going on. He has learned the law and figured out, I can make my own custom plates. The only aspect is maybe he's still contracted with the state. Oh, he has a driver's license, so he's trying to defraud us. I get that aspect, but he's not trying to defraud y'all. He clearly has license plates on. Those don't look nothing like Washington license plates whatsoever. So there's clearly, I'll stop talking. Let's keep going.
okay. That's a good point. Has he alluded to why he has those plates displayed on his vehicle? Because Evers is saying that you could arrest him for forgery, which is a felony, because he's using those plates in a fraudulent manner so that he doesn't have to pay to license the vehicle.
Oh.
So they just went on a huge stretch. He said Jeff Evers says it can be considered forgery so he don't have to pay the tolls on the road. These people are insane. It's a felony. So now you're trying to say that this guy with his private plates on, his custom plates that he decided to put on his car for that day because he's traveling. You're telling me now that that's considered fraud, bro? Forgery? Felony? Okay. Wait a second, y'all. Okay. So there are literally millions and hundreds of thousands of people that put on their custom plates, chrome, nice, whatever the case may be, and drive it up to, common linguistics, drive, okay? They travel themselves up to a car show with their custom plates on, bro, already. No issues whatsoever. You don't see no cops coming into that parking lot saying, oh, you're a defraud. You're fraud. Oh, you're forgery. It's fraud. You can't have those. When you're in this parking lot, you must have on state-issued license plates. Do you see the logic there? Yo, man. Yo, I ain't got nothing against good cops. I really ain't got nothing against anybody. But I'll tell you like this, man. We have to start really using logic on... The cop inside the car was like, oh. He was just thinking like, oh, well, why would I want to charge him with the felony? He ain't done nothing wrong. Like, it's crazy to me, bro, that these traffic... And this is why we need traffic law reform. Somebody minding their own business that's a good person that takes care of his family, ends up going to jail on a felony charge. Taken away, harassed. They were literally just taking this car to go get fixed, man. And they go through all of this. It's not. Do you see where the government is a problem? If you can't see where the government is a problem, and people will say, oh, well, you should just pay up and you should just do as you're told. Bro, we ain't slaves. We don't have to. That's the point we're trying to get across. We don't have to. Nobody can tell us what to do. Period, bro. Period. And the aspect that the government harms, it's supposed to be there to protect us. It's supposed to be there to help us. It's supposed to protect every God-given natural right that we have. And instead, it's gone from the protection to actually harming. Right now, they are conspiring and intentionally, knowingly, willfully, willingly trying to conspire to figure out how to violate Luis's rights. Well, what in the language that we have could we interpret to possibly charge him with? For what? What has he done? Why? For what? It's mind-blowing. And I can never get over these aspects of what's going on. I'm mind-blown, y'all.
Yeah. No, I've not asked him about the plates, other than I ran them and they came back no record.
Well,
and it's the same plate for both the car. So yeah, they're
well, I'm just
you can tell this. You can tell that other guy is the guy that's in the car. He's totally a new boot. You can 100%. Why would you run those plates?
fight, and the truck's not legally able to be on the road in the first place. That's what I'm leaning towards.
It ain't illegal to cover up your VIN either. You can be private all you want.
It's just a double axle, tandem axle car trailer, flatbed car trailer. No, it doesn't look like it. Looks like a legit, factory-made car trailer. I mean, it's older, but...
So they're going through all these aspects trying to figure out, is it pieced together? Is it torn up? No, it looks like a straight manufactured thing. So they're going through all these aspects of how he's not really doing anything wrong, but yet they're still trying to figure out, for some reason, they need to attack the guy that wants to be private with his own plates because he's not like everybody else. So he deserves to go to jail, yo. Hasn't done anything wrong, but because he believes, which if I'm not mistaken, you have the First Amendment right to believe anything you want and to live by that. So because of his beliefs, his religious beliefs, that he doesn't have an authority over him, which by all means, so did the Constitution when they formed this whole thing. When we formed, not them, when we formed it, our ancestors formed it, they thought the same thing.
Right. Yep. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, we'll muddle through this and figure it out. All right. Thank you. I may be calling you back. Okay, bye. So, Evers, like I said, because those plates are displayed on there, it's fraud. If you want to book him, he said you could impound the entire mess and then have to write a search warrant, have a VIN inspector come up here from Spokane to identify the trailer.
I would love that.
Yeah,
I'm fine with it.
He's drilling Lee back there with both their cameras going.
Okay.
Yep.
I think he needs to go to jail, and the whole mess can go down.
Because he thinks he can just take it to court and get it dismissed.
That one's a big one. That is huge, what she just said. Okay? So what's going on is not the aspect that he has done anything deserving to go to jail. But by his statements alone, He's back there saying, hey, y'all, I'm going to just go to court and get this dismissed. The courts respect, they stand up on constitutional law. They know the Constitution. They understand the deeper aspects of how law works. These cops don't. They know what they've been told to do, and that's it. They don't understand anything in relation to true law, okay? So, what I think is really fascinating here is the aspect that I think he deserves to go to jail. Listen, man, that's weird to me. What makes you think that he deserves to go to jail? Why does he deserve to go to jail? And what gives these people the right to say, oh, well, I think he should go to jail versus he shouldn't? Did he commit a crime? Nobody that hasn't committed a crime, a true crime, bringing harm to another, should go to jail, period. But then she's back over here saying, oh, well, because he's back there saying that he's going to get it dismissed, he should go to jail. It's why, and they smile about it. It's like people should go to jail because they believe differently. What? No harm. Nobody's been hurt. But because he believes differently and he's stating that, hey man, this is just going to get dismissed. It will get dismissed because they're conspiring to violate homeboy's rights, y'all. Like, how much more blatant can it get? It is very upsetting to see this happen to people I know. I know it happens all the time, every day. But, I mean, I think he deserves to go to jail because he's saying he's just going to take it to court and get it dismissed. That's not deserving of going to jail, y'all. It's so wild to me. Like, these people go home every day and they go out and work every day and they believe this and do this to people. And it is wrong. It is so wrong. And that's why we need traffic reform. We need traffic law reform. This is sad. This is sad that other people do this to other people when there's no crime. It's literally about papers. It's literally about belief. No harm, no speeding, on private property. This is total lawsuit all the way. I mean, a good one at that.
Okay. Well, and then at the time of the search warrant, then you can seize the plates. Take pictures of them now.
Yeah.
Seize the plates during the search warrant.
Okay, let me clear my bags.
You can see how this one cop is just telling the younger cop or the other cop everything. He's a new boot.
Do it, and I'll just stay down here. Let me go talk to Lee real quick. Give me 1 minute. Jason, Lee. So talking to Evers, specifically the truck, because it has the constitutionalist license plates displayed on it. They're fictitious. He said arrest him for fraud because he's fraudulently displaying those plates so that he doesn't have to pay for registration to have this on the road. And we booked him on a felony. We tow the whole mess.
All right, let's get into it. They want to talk about it's fraud, right? Okay. We're at 10:43. Let's check out what fraud is. Okay. So since these cops want to talk about fraud and forgery, let's get into it. Let's read the definition. RCW 9A.60.020. Forgery. A person is guilty of forgery if, with intent to injure or defraud. Who's he trying to defraud? Is the state going to say that he is trying to defraud them? Okay, well, let's see what's in that, because there has to be things included in that. He or she falsely makes, completes, or alters a written instrument. Is a license plate a written instrument? It's a plate. It has writing on it. But does it fall under the definition in Legalese, Black Law's dictionary, as a written instrument? And did Luis have intent to injure or defraud? I don't think he had any intent to injure. And I don't think he had any intent to defraud, because what elements have to be in place for someone to have tried to defraud? I would think you'd have to try and make a license plate that looks like a Washington license plate. If it doesn't have stickers, if it's not the same color, if it doesn't have the same design, if it doesn't have all the same elements as a Washington license plate, you can't logically think that he was trying to defraud you, could you? And can you prove that he had intent to defraud you? 4, was his intent based off of you seeing that he believes that he can travel on the roads using his own private traveling plates? Like, yo, y'all not, they're not going to win this one. And then it says, A, he or she falsely makes, completes, or alters a written instrument. Or he or she possesses, utters, offers, and it says falsely makes. He didn't falsely make it. He made it. He made it. It's his own plate, just like the millions of people that make their own private plates for their cars. Their old school cars, their custom cars. There's no difference. He or she utters, offers, disposes of, puts off a true written instrument which he or she knows to be forged. Well, guess what? He didn't forge anything, okay? He knew what he was doing when he made this. They were his private license plate. He put Yah 777, Yahweh. That's his belief, his religious beliefs. Then it says, number 2, in a proceeding under this section that is related to an identity theft. No, that one don't even apply. And then again, it's a Class C felony. Well, we know that Luis didn't do or commit no felony, okay? Right here, class felony. We know Luis didn't commit no felony, all right? Let's continue.
And do a search warrant on it. Get a VIN inspector up here from Spokane to identify the trailer and so forth, and seize the plates at that time.
This one cop don't even want to say nothing. He's shocked.
Evers thinks it's fraud?
He does. He thinks that displaying these plates because...
Now, that's a big one. Look at the cop. This cop right here, y'all, that you're looking at, this guy's probably a real one. This one's probably a real one. He's probably dealt with fraud before. He thought about it for about 5 to 10 seconds. In his mind, he's thinking, fraud. Damn, I don't see how this one could be fraud, man. And he reiterates it by stating, Evers thinks it's fraud? And this old square clown behind this body cam, I'm going to call him a clown because he's a clown, man, comes over here and says, he does. Evers thinks it's fraud because he's out here. Watch, he's about to explain himself. This is wild to me, bro. It's wild. This cop right here, I can tell he's a real one. He's like my pops. He's a real one. He's all about the Constitution. But this guy right here behind this camera, he ain't done nothing his whole life. He probably ain't been in the military. This guy right here is probably military. This guy right here probably fought for our rights. I like this guy right here. I can tell by just him questioning that on it. He's probably a real one right here.
Evers thinks it's fraud?
He does. He thinks that displaying these plates because they're not legitimate plates is the same as using an altered
Fake trip permit?
fake trip permit.
Okay.
But guess what? It's not a fake trip permit. So you can't do it. Now, would it be fraud? I can see where there could be fraud. Fraud would be if you printed off a fake trip permit and you put in your own codes and numbers and you put in your own expiration date. That is forgery and fraud. Me or anybody else as a free living being with nobody above us, with no authority above us, we don't got no kings, we ain't got no queens because we are the kings and queens, makes our own private plate or makes our own custom plate and we want to put it on our vehicle and we're traveling, we're not using the roads in business or commerce in any way, we can do this. They don't understand that, and this is the problem. I think what I'm going to end up having to do is I'm going to have to take a trip. It's up there. It's up by Spokane. It's a little bit further than me. But I think I'm going to have to take a trip up there and deliver not only my book, but I'm going to have a talk with maybe Stevens County Sheriff. And maybe this guy wait, let me switch it. And maybe this guy right here. Maybe this one right here. Because he seems like a real one. Even though he's got to do his job right now, he's questioning it. And you can tell he's questioning it. Let's continue.
We can't prove that trailer belongs to him or the car since we can't look at the
Does
car.
he have any paperwork on the truck?
He gave
He had
you
3 VIN numbers papers. I didn't run all of them on whoever he bought all this stuff from.
Right, but we haven't
paper
run
with 3 different.
Have we run the VIN that's actually displayed on
Yes,
the truck?
and it comes back to this.
But it's not registered,
registered
to
to
him. Title's
him.
never been transferred. He has like a bill of sale or something?
Yeah, from the registered owner.
Okay.
And then the sold note just
So you tell me where it states in the Constitution that I must register my private property. You tell me. Hey, Stevens County. Hey, Stevens County Sheriff's Office. Hey, Jeff Evers. No state government entity has the power to allow or deny passage on the highways, byways, nor waterways, transporting his vehicles and personal property for either recreation or business, but by being subject only to local regulations such as, safety, caution, traffic lights, or maybe speed limits even, etc., those type of things, right? Travel is not a privilege requiring licensing, vehicle registration, or forced insurances. Unquote. Chicago Coach Company versus City of Chicago. How much more blatant can it be? Like it's pretty basic to understand that, right? We've gone over several quotes recently, right? We can logically understand that, right? So again, when any regulation, statute, colorable law, as we've spoken of, Title 18, Section 242, the deprivation of rights under colorable law, okay? Again, that Title 18, Section 242 is actually only for agencies. If you go to sue someone civilly in their capacity, it's actually Section 1983. You can't use 242 because 242 is against them. It's actually a criminal action. So by depriving Luis of his constitutionally protected rights, God-given, creator, natural rights, it's just wild. It's wild to me. And then they just formulate this whole. I'm gonna stop.
he didn't put the dude's name who he sold it to. The guy.
So his
sold
name's
it to
not on the piece of paper.
It is on. His name is on the piece of paper. It's not on the piece of paper that went to the DOL when the guy gave up interest.
Yeah, I saw that.
But the bill of sale's got both guys' names.
Yeah, they're both
Has
sovereign.
he even alluded to where he's going?
He says he's taking this to Spokane Valley because there's a problem with the ignition.
Yeah.
Not running.
But it's funny that the VIN's conveniently covered up.
Yep.
That's their whole commerce.
Well, I'm all for him going to jail for all of this.
Steering columns missing.
This dweeb, he keeps saying it over and over. He keeps saying it over and over. Well, I'm all for him going to jail. For what? He just keeps saying it. I'm all for him going to jail for all this. For all of what? You harassing the shit out of him? You violating his rights when he's on private property, bro? Like, dude's not even engaged in commerce, and y'all just out here wilding. Man, it's infuriating, bro.
I saw that.
So he's taking it to Spokane Valley.
So yeah, that's suspicious right there.
Suspicion is not a crime.
I am absolutely fine with him going to jail for a felony if we
Dude.
think it fits.
Here he goes again. This dweeb will not stop. I am all fine for him going to jail for a felony. Do you see the ignorance of this person behind this camera? This person behind this camera, whoever he is, Michael, what's his name? Michael Swim? Yo, Stevens County Sheriff's Office. This guy, Michael Swim, is not meant to be in y'all's police department. He does not know the difference between a criminal and a law-abiding natural person. I guarantee you, if you ask this guy, I might call him Michael Swim. If you ask this guy, hey, do you know the difference between a natural person and person in relation to the RC, or in relation to how the RCW defines it? He's not going to know a goddamn thing in relation to the difference. Nothing. out here violating people's rights like this. This is crazy. And he's sitting here conspiring. I'm all down for him to go to jail for a felony for all this. He didn't do nothing. You just want to harm other people that aren't as in a good situation as you. It's like, yo, man, this is what I'm talking about, bro. These police officers are harming our people, our neighbors, our community, the people that we love and cherish, our families, our brothers, our sisters, our cousins. Luis has done nothing wrong. This is Stevens County in Washington, y'all. Stevens County's Sheriff's Office. The officer is Michael Swim with Stevens County, Washington. We really need to start making some calls. This is crazy, y'all. This is wild. He does not deserve to be a police officer for this. He is intentionally conspiring how to violate people's rights. It is insane.
Like I could see it if it were a fake trip permit. I mean, it does say it's still a fake plate.
And it's the same plate there.
Right.
Okay. Now, like I said, do you remember that guy, that cop I said I liked? Did you hear what he said? He said, he even admitted himself, I could see. See how you got one good cop there that's trying to persuade them to go the other way. Hey, Sheriff over at Stevens County, I know you hear me. You got one good one on your team, bro. You got one good one that's all about standing up for the Constitution. That's all about standing up for the rights of the people. Then you got these other two dweebs. You got one that's new, you can tell by how he's talking, and you got Mike Swim over here acting like a clown, man. A clown, man. A Nazi, bro. His paper's not right. I think he deserves to go to jail for a felony for for having his own plates that he made on his vehicle. While you got this other cop over here saying, man, I could see, bro, if it was a trip permit that had been fraudulently made or, made to seem to defraud us like it was real, I could see that being a possibility. He just said it. Let's run it back. 13, 14, we was probably somewhere around, let's just bring it back to 13 minutes.
See it if it were a fake trip permit. I mean, it does say it's still a fake plate.
And it's the same plate there.
Right. It's his custom plate.
Yeah.
Did you hear it? I know you heard him say it. It's his custom plate. I'm telling you, this cop right here deserves an award, y'all. We need to get this guy. We need to get this one guy that's over here talking good. We need to congratulate him because he's trying to do the right thing. He's trying to do the right thing. Luis, I know you see it. You need to talk to that guy. I know you're watching. He is trying. And you want to know why? He probably has a custom plate at his home that he done made that's the same thing. And he's thinking in his mind, dude, I wonder if I put my plate on my car like that, if I was to go through this same thing and get charged a felony. That's insane. You can tell. Hey, kudos to that cop. Just trying. This is my first time watching it through, y'all. So we're all watching it for the first time.
And it's the same plate but it's not a plate that we can run.
So logical deduction would allow us to assume that if it's the same plate on all vehicles, that he's not trying to defraud you, right? Because no one would logically be that stupid enough to put the same license plate on both vehicles as though they would be valid for both vehicles, right? I mean, that would just be dumb as fuck, right? Wow. The idiot, bro, people are really ignorant, bro. And it'd be the people that are given some sort of authority to shoot people and all this. Like, they'd be some of the most ignorant when it comes to the law. But again, ignorance is no excuse. Y'all don't give us an excuse to say, oh, I didn't know that wasn't a law. You see what I'm saying? Y'all don't. It's crazy. They get qualifying immunity, and the people never do. The people never get notified about the new laws that y'all bring out, but then they get in trouble. This system is so fucked up. We have to correct this, y'all. There's going to be a petition. Listen, I'm going to have in the link down below or in the description, there's going to be a link for a traffic law reform campaign that I have started. It's a petition. and we're sending it off over to Trump. Okay, we're sending it off. We're going to be sending it over to the Doge, the Elon. We're going to be sending it over to Cash, Vivek. We're going to be sending it over. We already have been sending it over to senators. Okay, so I just need in Congress. So I just need y'all to understand, man. I need y'all to sign this. We need to really ramp this up.
State of Washington on it.
So he's attempting to,
It's fraud.
yeah. That's the only
Or
way you
even
guys are going to
forgery.
learn.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
Okay, so as you can tell, now I know. I can tell from the conversation, that one cop that I told y'all that I like, you can tell that he knows what he's talking about because Michael Swim just said, oh, well, it's fraud or it's forgery. And the other cop, the one I said I kind of like, I can tell by how he's talking, he said, oh, well, fraud and forgery is the same thing. And Michael's like, oh, they don't know even the law. But that other one does, bro. I'm probably going to end up making a call. Yeah, we'll see what's up.
sure his kids aren't even where they can see him.
How many kids does he have?
3
That are here?
Yeah, they're all in the car. With their wife.
Who's the female that was standing?
Dude, the good cop is literally trying to make sure that they don't arrest him in front of his kids, bro. That dude right there needs to be in charge, bro. That's a good cop. I can tell. 100%. That's a good cop, bro.
They're somewhere in the county. Yeah. They moved up here from the Yakima Valley.
We can address that, but
So they might have somebody to come get them then if they're moving
we
up
can
here.
transport them or
I'm
something.
sure they're more constitutionalists.
That's usually what happens. That's what came last time. I stopped one of these with.
So again, you hear what he said. I'm sure they're constitutionalists. Yo, you are too. You should be too. You took an oath to uphold the Constitution. Why are you ragging on it, bro? Why are you ragging on the Constitution? Oh, I'm sure that the people that show up to pick them up are constitutionalists too. What's wrong with that? We have constitutionalist law scholars. Are you mad at the people that are congressmen that uphold the Constitution? Do you call them constitutionalists when do you rag on the committees of people that are attacking Fauci and all those people that are really out here doing fraud and forgery? That's what's crazy. You're going to sit here and go off on my boy Luis, but you won't call the people that are going against Fauci and all those people for their fraud and forgery constitutionalists. Those people are the biggest constitutionalists. And you'll congratulate them. You put them up on a pedestal. They're a congressman. They're a part of the commission. But when it comes to a law-abiding, natural person, now all of a sudden he gets put into a label of constitutionalist as though it's bad? Bro, the logic is insane to me, bro. How can you be so ignorant, dude? I'm so man.
My Uncle Mike.
Huh?
My Uncle Mike.
Oh, gotcha. I don't know. It's up to you. If you
That good cop right here on the left-hand side, he just said, yeah, my uncle Mike, he's a constitutionalist. And there ain't nothing wrong with it. That guy right there has got good family. He's got a good family. I can tell you right now, man, that guy got into law enforcement to do good things. And this is what happens. You get 2 other people, and 2 of them are kind of going over, and they have, or one has precedent over the other, and it's making him to where he can't choose to do the right thing. He's trying to talk them into doing the right thing, but they're not doing it. And you can tell it's going against his moral compass. I can see it. It's all over his body language. He didn't have to mention that his uncle, Mike, is a constitutionalist. What is a constitutionalist? Someone who believes in natural rights, morals, integrity, honor, respect, that every living person deserves to be treated with respect. That guy right there needs a raise, man. And you need to get these other two dweebs up out of here. These clowns out here violating people's rights and conspiring against it. It's like it's intentional. It's like they're trying to talk themselves into justification that what they're doing is going to be okay.
Just want to write him stuff and let him go, that's fine, but I still think that it's a bookable offense by all means.
Yeah. No, the fact that
There's not even a pin in that.
No VIN, no plate. The car's dash or the steering column's been messed with.
Well, I'm not even worried about that.
Yeah.
I'm worried about the plates that are displayed on it.
No, they aren't going to learn.
What's the worry? What's the concern? You see what I'm saying? I'm worried and I'm concerned that these plates, that's what I'm worried about. What is there to worry, bro? Like, what's your scary ass worried about? Go solve some crimes, bro. If you that bored, bro, then they just need to lower the department. I mean, my God, bro, this is crazy.
I have no problem taking them.
Okay. Hang on, let me see if I need to move. You good? But we still have to come up with something reasonable to do or make sure that the kids and the wife are safe, which they are here.
Yeah. So, what did he call it?
Forgery.
Fictitious plate.
Or fraud. The actual RCW would be under fraud.
Fraud.
Forgery. Well, forgery is anything to... I'm forgetting all the words right now. Forgery is what we charge for trip permits.
Yep. Don't you agree this would fit as well? A fake trip permit and a fake license plate are the same thing.
And you're defrauding the state through the state of Washington. It's fake plate.
Yep.
You can see how Michael Swim is literally conspiring with all of the cops to try and talk them into believing the way that he believes, even though the statute is not applicable to Luisa's situation in any form, fashion, or manner whatsoever. It's like this other cop just said, we do it for fake trip permits. But like he said earlier, this is just his own custom plates. Yo, Stevens County, Jeff Evers, y'all gonna have a real hard time trying to beat this in federal court. This is 100% 1983 civil section 1983 lawsuit. Y'all need to education needs to be within your department. Ignorance of the law is no excuse.
Okay. Well, let me get him, bring him back here.
I'm gonna look up this RCW real quick.
You know what's so funny is look right behind me. If I go put this on my motorcycle right now, am I defrauding anybody? Or is this just my custom license plate that I made? You see what I'm saying? Come on, man. Y'all out here wilding. We can make our own plates. Millions of people do it. Why y'all out here trying to give this dude? Well, y'all trying to. Y'all did. Why'd you charge him with a forgery charge? What? Man.
So what's your first name, ma'am?
Huh?
What's your first name?
Jasmine. My first name is Jasmine.
Okay.
What's your name?
Mike.
Mike. Nice to meet you.
You too. So your husband?
Yes.
Okay.
That's my
He's
son.
going to jail.
Okay.
Okay. This is getting impounded
Why?
because it's not legal to be on the road.
Really?
Yep. I'm not going to argue it with you. I'm just telling you what's happening.
Okay.
My concern is for you and the kids.
Uh-huh.
Obviously.
This chump. This guy is such a chump, bro. I'm not. He's sitting here talking to her like he has some kind of authority over these people. I'm not gonna argue with you. Look at him. He's so rude, bro. He has never had any power in his whole life, and now that he does, look how he acts towards people. He has no respect. He has no moral compass, and he has no integrity. And look at the other guy. Hopefully he's a good one. Hopefully we can get him turned to be on the good side. But look how he's looking down. And then this Mike guy is talking about, well, my concern is for you and the children. When they just spoke of earlier that they could write them a ticket and let them go, now they've talked themselves into putting the family, this whole family right here, into a bad situation when nobody has been harmed. Then you're going to financially harm them by taking Luis to jail, putting them in a situation where they have to find out how to get home when they've just moved out here. Yo, man, Mike Swim, you're a loser for this one, bro. Big time.
We don't want to leave you stranded. My understanding is you guys just recently moved up here from the Yakima area. Are you living in Stevens County somewhere? Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you have anybody that you can call to come get you?
Probably not. But you said it's not registered at all?
It's not registered at all.
It was registered.
It was at one point.
To my dad?
Perfect. Perfect. So the car is not registered to the state whatsoever. Meaning that there's no contractual agreement with the state whatsoever that it needs to have license plate. Interesting. Guess that's going to be another L for the state.
Dad, and your dad released interest in the car.
Right.
So now there's no legal owner of the car.
So how are we gonna collect it if you say somebody needs to be registered to it? If it's our
He has to title the transfer. He has that bill of sale thing from your dad that has all the VINs and stuff on it.
Has that information.
Yeah. He has to take that to the DOL and transfer the title.
And get actual Washington State license plates on it.
So does that mean I have to claim my children too?
What do you mean?
Yeah, because they're my children. You have to register them to the state too.
No. This has to do with the vehicle, not with the kids.
These are my property, right?
Okay, if that's how you...
Wow, Luis, you got a good wife, man. You got a good wife, brother. She's got a good head on her shoulders. She said, so if this is my property, she's talking about her children, do I need to register my children to the state? If this is my property, do I need to register my property to the state? Again, now we're getting back to the aspect of, if I own a refrigerator, do I need to register it with the state? Does my toothbrush need to be registered with the state? Hey, I just bought this new heater. Does it need to be registered with the state? Do you see where her logic now is? Just like all of us. What is going on? Yo, you got a good one, Luis. This is... Proud of you, bro.
Want to look at it?
This is my property too?
Okay.
We're just trying to find a ride. It's not property service.
And do you hear what she said? Nobody answered. She said, so if I don't got to register that, that's my property. Do I have to register it too? Nobody says anything. Now, granted, somebody else popped up from behind the scenes, but nobody said anything. They shut the hell up.
That's up to her. I'm not going to make that.
Can I talk to my husband?
Can she talk to him?
Yep, come on back.
We were trying not to let the kids have to see him in custody, but that's up to you.
That's crazy.
108.
That's crazy. So they had no sympathy. It was this has been such a huge crime that Luis deserves to go to jail. Luis deserves to see all of his children go to jail. They make the family stranded and tow and impose all these fines and regulations when there's been no harm. Where's the justice in this, y'all? Where's the justice in this? Bored police, they got nothing better else to do. Your papers ain't correct, so we're just going to run your day, your month, the next couple months because you got to stress and be in anxiety and be in emotional pain to show up at court and do all this extra stuff. Yo, this is a lawsuit. Lawsuit. And why? It's because the cops are ignorant of true law. Statutes are not true law. They're statutes. Look, Luis is not even in jurisdiction. Yo, man, his truck's not even registered with the state. The truck is not registered with the state. There's no contractual agreement that he has to register that vehicle whatsoever or put any kind of plates on it. Man, this is wild.
Control. A tandem axle hitch pull car trailer with a
And just think about how much now Luis has to pay to get all this out. They're financially harming him for what? So who's committing a crime right now? Is it Luis or is it the cops? Man, it's crazy to me.
Do you know her?
Yeah, I know them.
Oh, you do. Okay. No, if you want to hang her,
Look like you're probably gonna
if
need
you want to hang
glass.
around and try to help her out, I am completely fine with that. That's what I was just talking to her about. Is I don't want to leave her and the kids stranded.
Yeah.
I'm not asking for an address. Do they live here locally?
No, they live all the way up in Newport.
Newport? Oh.
I'm saying Northport.
Oh, Northport?
No,
Northport's.
Put it that way.
Okay.
Kettle somewhere.
Okay.
They're up on top of the mountain.
Okay.
Of Napoleon.
Okay.
Yeah. Call the people they live with and see if they meet me halfway.
Yeah?
I'm on my way to the other side of Newport.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Almost the opposite direction.
You see how the community gonna look out for each other? Good people gonna look out for good people. He's waiting for his friend to get his friend while these cops literally take away his private property when he's done nothing wrong. It's his property. Where is the due process? Why are his due process laws being violated, or constitutional amendments being violated here, y'all? What's the deal with that? What is the aspect? Isn't there supposed to be some kind of notice given? Then an opportunity to cure that notice? Like, yo, why not just let him go to court and fight it? Why you gotta jail him and take his private property like you have jurisdiction? You literally took private property away from him when you didn't have jurisdiction to do so because the car is not registered. He's not even on the public roads.
Trailer at all. So there's more. It's pretty convoluted. There's a lot of issues. Bottom line is this whole mess can't legally be on the road. It's not licensed or insured or registered or anything. Did you guys look much for a VIN on the trailer? Or?
I was talking.
Okay. Okay, buddy?
Look at that. Michael Swim, you're a loser, bro. Look at what you did, Mike. Michael Swim is a loser. Harming good people. Got the kids over here crying because their dad knows the law and you don't. You're so ignorant. Yo, man. That is upsetting to me. I am upset, bro. I'm very upset, man. We need to get better people in these departments. This is upsetting. It's not fair, dude. He goes and asks the kid, "Are you okay?" Kid's crying because his dad's going to jail because Michael thinks that he should go to jail for a felony for having his own custom license plate. It's, man. And that hurts. That hit me right there, man. That hurts. That hit me.
okay letting her get whatever she needs for her and the kids out of the vehicle, right? Not the contents I'm worried about.
Anything in the vehicle.
The gentleman that's at the pumps on the other side of her truck knows them and is willing to help facilitate a ride if she is willing.
Oh, perfect. Okay. I'll chat with him.
I got a tow coming.
Okay.
You want me to start on the impound sheets? So it's going to be one for the truck, one for the trailer, and then just document that the car's on the trailer.
Yep.
Okay. I'll do that right now.
I'll have Lee get video of them pulling off the highway on.
And then snap a couple, or at least a picture of the plates that are on the truck and the car.
Okay, perfect.
Because those will help with the search warrant.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right.
I'll start on the impound.
All right, so what you got going on is they're saying, oh, well, we're going to go ahead and get that video. We need to get surveillance video of them pulling in. Because what they're going to say is, oh, well, they were engaged. They were on the roads. They pulled in. We got the video of it, so we'll go ahead and get them like that. I think what's kind of crazy, though, is they were already on private property. They weren't driving. They weren't engaged. I think for justification to really happen, I think it would have been more probable for the police to allow him to get on the roads than they may have had a little bit more justification to do so. But even so, the car's not even registered. So I think in that aspect, he's going to be really good. I know this forgery case is going to get dropped. I've been talking to Luis a lot. We've been looking at a lot of case law. In the aspects that Luis knows his rights. Luis knows the law. Luis knows that everything that he's doing is correct, or he wouldn't have stood and done what he did by putting those custom plates that he made on his vehicle. If he didn't know for sure what he was doing was legal, he wouldn't have done it, like many of us. Okay, we're not just out here trying to buck the system just to do it and say, oh yeah, and argue with people. As you see, I don't try to argue with people. I'm just going to do what I know that I can do because I have all rights and eligibility to do so, because I am a creation of the Creator. And if y'all decide y'all want to violate it, then we are coming after you, period. It's not our fault that you're ignorant to true law, not statutes, not colorable law, but federal law. So the Chevron deference has been repealed, y'all. You don't get to just, the cops don't even, you mention Chevron, they ain't got no clue. So like I said, y'all, this one's crazy. We're going to be talking to Luis. I'm really in contact with Luis pretty heavily. I'm going to have Luis on. And when we have Luis on, we're going to go over the details. We're going to get a little bit, wait, let's see what's happening.
Everything but infractions. If you're still issuing them infractions, that's fine. Okay. Two, 3, 1, 8, 4.
Like I said, y'all, I'm definitely going to be giving some calls up there, but I'm working with Lewis, and he's going to get all this dropped. There's no doubt. And he's got a pretty big civil rights lawsuit against them as well, because this wasn't fraud. They know it wasn't fraud. They know it wasn't forgery. And Jeff Evers, come on, Stevens County, y'all better than this, man. Out in the country, y'all supposed to be looking out for each other. Y'all ain't supposed to be getting all involved in this bureaucratic red tape that's harming the people. Stevens County Sheriff's Office, I know if you're watching this one, you got one on the team that's really good. These other guys are just trying to generate revenue, and it's harming the people. Y'all are supposed to be helping. Y'all are supposed to be serving, and y'all are supposed to, your oath. You took an oath to the Constitution. This one's upsetting, y'all. So we'll be making some calls. We might show up to court. Hey, I want y'all to, if you can, make some calls. But we got to support Luis in this, y'all. It's Stevens County in Washington. It's going to be the sheriff's office. Jeff Evers, EVRS, was the apparently district attorney, prosecuting attorney that was pushing for a felony forgery charge for him making his own custom license plates. And then we also have the aspect of Mike, this old Mike Swim, and him conspiring to violate my boy Luis's rights. So as hard as this one was to watch, I know y'all didn't enjoy it because I didn't enjoy it. It hurt. It hurt me. It hurt my heart. It hurt me for the kids having to go through that. And it all just comes down to ignorance of police officers these days. They don't know. They literally have to go look up RCWs and don't know. And we will literally recite them. Anyways, we'll update y'all on Luis's situation here soon. Until the next time, though, peace and blessings, y'all.